Hey there, we're back again, and we have Nicole here yet again. All right, we're gonna talk about side splits and some variations within it and some things to look for and some things you probably will have already heard about, but we just wanna kind of revisit it and make sure that it's in your head yet again. All right, so when someone goes out and they're kind of pushing out and in, we've done side splits where they're just coming out into abduction and going back in. Now, some things to think about. When we add an element of movement when the person's already in that abduction or they're out, the first thing we do is that picking flowers. It's the hip hinge. So that's where you come down, you hip hinge, and then you allow for that articulation where you roll up, you pick your flowers, and you come all the way up, and then arms come out, and then glide board can come back in. She does a beautiful job of that. When someone learns this aspect of pushing out, the first thing is that when they go forward, they feel like, oh my gosh, I'm really unstable in this outside leg. So there's two things you can do. One is if she's already positioned all the way at the end, I don't know if she can do it, but can you top out?
Sure.
Have the person top out. If they have that flexibility, harness it and let them be in that topped out position so the board is stable, and then they can come forward, pick their flowers, and then slowly come back up with that element of control given. Now, if they don't have that flexibility, what do you do there? We'll use that slide distance regulator. Definitely just let them push out, go a little bit before their end range, have the board be stable, and then they can go through the exercise pattern there. All right, so now that we have some things we can do to help with stability, how do we challenge that stability? Well, one is where does her foot start? If she brings the glide board all the way in, if I have her foot start out just a little bit, she's already starting a little bit into her range of motion, so a little bit more into a lengthened position. And then when I have her push out, she's gonna have to really push, and now she's just, maybe that's more challenging for someone, and that could add that element change for them. So then she goes into her picking flowers, she slowly comes back up, and then come back in. Remember that if you don't wanna bring them up on the incline level, but you brought them down so that they're more parallel, and that is too much of a stability challenge. Remember, you have that weight bar that you can put through the glide board and add some plate weights. Even just you as a trainer, if you're doing one-on-one, can come and just add that element of control where you're just giving that resistance to them so it doesn't feel like they're sliding on ice, which some people have said that sensation may feel like. All right, one more thing with respect to the hip hinge and the picking flowers and the saw. So when she comes out, the instinct when you lean forward is you want to do the hinge at the hips. She's doing a great job. If you come forward here, is that when they round, one, they might be hinging and they might already be popped in the ribs, so you want to watch for that. And when they round, it's this hunching forward, so we want to watch for that, especially when you go for picking flowers. The next question I get is once they're kind of coming up, feel free to bring the glide board in as they're completing that exercise. That makes it a little bit easier for someone as they're starting out. With respect to the saw, you're just gonna come out. You're gonna hinge forward, add that rotation of kind of sawing off the baby toe. Now she's doing a great job. Here, you can add that rotation. You can have them stay. You can come in and kind of tweak them just a little bit more. Coming back up, it's a straight pull back up versus a roll. Where the other one, when you pick the flowers, it's more of an articulation. This is a straight full hinge back up. So that's just something to watch for. Watch for the rounding, watch for the ribs popping, watch for the feet, what's going on with the feet and the hips. If there's too much of a tweak going on, you can let the hips move, that's fine, unless you set the intention to say, I don't want them to move, I really want them to get more of a movement from the thoracic spine. So kind of set your intention, with that intention, use the cues, and then move forward from there. So hopefully that helps you out when you're starting to add the splits in and when you're trying to bring it up a notch. Thanks.